Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Alright. So this is my lovely wife, Megan.
Megay.
Megay. I'm sorry. I'm using your government name.
Yeah, you put more government business out there.
And I'm your guy, Timothy, Timbo.
Whatever.
Whoever am I to you guys. No, I'm just playing.
May even be
Timbo.
nobody.
Alright, we're coming at you with a video on the topic of
Grief.
And the thing that we hate to hear that another person would tell a person that's grieving. You got what? How many topics?
3.
Three
It's
topics?
3. We got 3 reasons. 3 things that the real thing is. 3 things that people that are grieving do not want to hear. 3 things.
Yeah.
I know for me, what made me want to do this video is because for people that are grieving out there, it's a lot. Like, grieving is a lot. You change, you morph and transform, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all normal. It's all a part of it.
It's definitely a changing experience because when you lose somebody, a part of you go.
Yeah, a part of you dies as well.
So no matter who it is, whether mother, father, brother, sister, cousin, uncle.
No, it's a difference.
I mean, it is a difference, but some people have a tighter bond with their aunts or uncles.
Yeah, that
some
is
people
true.
have a tight bond with their cousins.
Your relationship. One thing that I have that I can say, your relationship to the deceased does matter.
Right.
It does. Like, everyone grieves in their own way. Everybody grieves differently, but it's more likely to feel like you got hit by an 18-wheeler if you was like it's close. Like, my dad, that was my best friend. That was like me that was just like me standing on the planet Earth and someone snatched Earth from under me. Now I was just floating in outer space just trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
And that's how I've been since.
Yeah.
So yeah, grieving is a curve.
Right.
But there are 3 things that I know in my 8 years that I have strongly disliked.
The one thing that I think everybody probably hear
Everybody.
is you'll get over it.
You'll get over it /
Or it get better at time.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Another one that they use too is it takes time. You'll get over it.
Right.
What?
And that's a way of saying
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it, or
I don't want to keep. Yeah, it's so many things that can go with that one that's no good. I had a manager that told me that one time at a job that I needed to get over it. And
I think you called me that night, didn't you?
I did. I called you because I was on the verge. I was in my headspace. I was about to go left.
Right.
Because keep in mind, there's somebody out there that means something to everybody.
Right.
Or to someone.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
I know this person is very close to their mother.
Right.
They still have their mother and father. Their mother and father aren't together, but they're very close to their mother.
Right.
And everybody has a ticket. Everybody has a time and a date, and it's this inevitable.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is, you got to pay attention to what you say to people, what your words are, because she's going to run across somebody who's going to tell her the exact same thing, and it's going to feel like somebody snatched Earth from her as well.
Yep.
You don't tell somebody that thing, and that's something with me. I've always been an empathetic person. When when I had a classmate in college that lost their mother, like I told her in an email, I can only imagine what you're feeling.
Right.
What I did was I put on the shoes of the fact that I'm sitting here like imagining how would I feel if it was my dad. If it were my dad, I can imagine what you're feeling. You're in pain. because just me putting in some different shoelaces in my shoes at the time.
And that's all it takes.
Is that all it took was me grabbing the shoelaces and just kind of lacing them up and being like, I can imagine what you feel.
Right.
But
and a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to put themselves in another person's shoes because either they are flat out selfish. They don't really care. They don't really care. They don't want to hear it.
And what cracks me up is like this person, you know, like, yeah, I'm just not saying that, you know, because of me. It's just when that time comes for you, I wonder, are you gonna think back on that conversation of what you told me when someone tells you the same thing? Because you're gonna hear it. Every person that's grieving out there, I guarantee you've heard number one, get over it. Oh, it takes time. Time heals all wounds. I hate hearing that one. Time heals all wounds. No, it doesn't. This is a whole life. Human memories were made. This person meant how do you get over that?
You don't get over it. Hell, I mean, time does heal physical wounds with, you know, treatment, band-aids and everything. But when you actually lose someone that, whether you're close to them or not, you still gonna kind of feel like
still gonna feel something.
Yeah.
Just like I know there's some people that weren't really close to my dad. I know they still feel something.
Right.
But no offense, no harm, no foul. You didn't completely break like I did.
Right.
I broke.
Right.
Like I broke. Like I went straight down to hell. Like it was just that deep. Like it was, you know, Psalm 23 as I walked through the valley of the shadow of death. Like it was that for me. That was a very dark moment, but it didn't hit me right off either. So
there are some close people to me, and there were some people that was not so close to me. Family members, I'm not gonna say no names, but one time I was on the road and somebody called me and said this person had passed away. I instantly broke down crying on the road. They was close to me growing up. You know, there was another time that same type of family member, I felt a pain, but I didn't break down crying like that instantly because it's like the relationship, the severity of the relationship is like...
Relationship matters.
You know, it affected me differently.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't ever want to see anybody pass away or anybody hurt or anything, but it's just the severity of the relationship.
Right. And people got to understand that as well. Like, the relationship you have with the deceased matters.
Right.
Like, if... Kind of like the funerals I saw and had gone to growing up. I used to sit and... I don't like funerals, personally. I'm glad my dad wanted to be cremated, spread, and, you know, good, go. With death comes a bunch of, which is going to lead into number 2. Death comes with a whole lot of, oh, this and oh, that, and oh man, I hate this for you or whatever. I saw a lot of fakeness growing up in funerals.
Right.
I see people breaking down that secretly hated the person that was deceased.
Yep.
I saw a lot of family members just only family wanting to know what's going on. And then when I experienced it with my dad, same thing, which is number 2, acting as if they are sorry for your loss, but they really didn't care for the person.
And that also leads me to adding one more. What? I hate it when a person doesn't deal with a person throughout their lifetime or to however many years, but as soon as they die, what do they get? Let me come and see what they got. Oh yes. What I can get. I hate that.
I hate that too. And that's exactly what happened as well. Like, I had a family member that reached out to me about, when I came down there, to visit your dad when in the hospital, I need a note from the doctor so I could take it to my job. Not even no ounce of, hey Megan, are you okay? We know you're about to, we know this is just breaking you. Yeah. Not even a, hey, how you doing? Are you okay? Are you suicidal? Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Right. Not even nothing. You just want a damn note just for you to take the work. In my exact words, I don't even remember what I said to them, all I remember was I ain't said not one word to them since.
Right.
From that point forward, because you can go to hell with gasoline draws on, for that matter. Because what I look like sitting there, I'm in my moment of trying to process. My dad just died.
Right.
You worried about a note to your job?
Selfish. Selfish.
Because you came down here to see him before he passed. Okay, that's good. That's fine. That's dandy. But y'all didn't talk like that.
Right.
Y'all didn't talk like that.
Right.
So, you know, that's the number 2, acting sympathetic when you don't really, when the person don't really care, or like you having sympathy really just to find out.
Right.
I had that matter when I went back to work at my job. When I went back, you know, there was people that was dragging my name through stuff, all kinds of stuff. Then all of a sudden they wanted to be friendly. Some of them were cool with me, didn't even know that my dad was sick. I never put it out there. Why? Because it was so much drama.
Oh, yeah.
It was only a handful of people, including my supervisor, that knew that my dad was sick and he was dying. He would let me leave work. He would let me leave work early to go sit with him in chemo, all that stuff. Still respect him to this day for that. He understood.
Right.
People up there just constantly making up stuff, yada, yada, yada. Then when the supervisor came and said, Megan's out, her father died.
Well.
Then you got some people on the freak out. Oh my God, why she didn't say nothing? What would it have changed?
Right.
You still was talking crap about me. You still was doing all this other mess.
Right.
What would me opening up and telling you something that I was going through that no one really knew I was going through? What was that going to change when you was busy trying to make other people view me differently by telling them what I may or may not have said about them?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And my lack of respect is the fact that none of these people ever came and asked me. I just come back to a bunch of people acting funny with me.
Right.
Address me.
Right.
Ask me if I said it. I'll tell you what I said, but keep in mind I wasn't talking to myself either.
Right.
So if you want to run and tell people what someone has said about them, please be warm enough to tell them what you said too.
True.
So that was the kind of drama I dealt with. And then when people found out, like, oh my God, her dad died, now it's all this sympathy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know she was going through this. You didn't care to know I was going through that because you was busy up here running and telling people what I said or may or not said about them. You were so busy fixated on that and trying to make people not deal with me at work.
Right.
That you completely bypassed the time when I told you my dad is sick. I said it to them. I just didn't go into detail.
Right.
So then I come back to work and now you're all like, oh, you know, you only want to talk, but you really just want to find out how he died.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that leads me to
that's the second one as well. Just that's another point as well. Trying to find out what happened to the person. Did they die by suicide? What was they thinking? What was this? What was that?
And some people go to funerals just to find
out what's going on.
But you know, there was a few people that passed away in my family, and I was unable to get to the funeral at that time. Nobody called to see if I was fine.
No one really ever asked me, and that's on both sides of my family. No one on my mom's side or my dad's side even contacted and said, Megan, are you okay?
Right.
Is there anything I can do?
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? Because you know for a fact, I used to go to Texas with him. I used to go Ohio with him.
Yeah.
How is it you can bypass? You can bypass checking. You check on my brother or sister or whatever. Ask them how they're doing and not ask the one that actually lived with him. The actual one that had to carry him out of the house the night that he could not walk.
Yeah.
Like, really? That's the fake sympathy that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that's something that has bothered me too. No harm, no foul, no disrespect to my brother or sister. It's just being honest.
Yeah. I mean, I get it because, like I said, you know, even when someone cannot make an arrangement, doesn't mean they don't care or don't feel no type of way. And you know that it's crazy how a life being born can bring drama, but somebody dying can bring drama as well.
Yep, and that goes to something else that I want to speak on. My dad was very health conscious. He was very active, kept up with his health. So my dad wanted me to keep it between he and I when he was sick, and he let you in and let you know.
Right.
When I saw he was starting to get worse, that's when I finally opened up, told my brother, sister, or whatever the case might be. The part that got me is when when it was seen like how bad his cancer had gotten. Some was like, I don't get why he wouldn't go and do this, or I don't get why he didn't yada yada yada. My dad was health conscious. I was the one who was there with him as he went through every stage. Right. From the time he was diagnosed in 2007 all the way to the time he passed away in 2016. Right. That was a journey for me with his cancer. Right. His cancer journey, just boom, boom, boom. Like, no one asked. No one asked. That was between me and him. He didn't want me to tell nobody. So who am I going to jump up and call? He said, don't say nothing. Loyalty. All right. For one.
People don't understand that.
Loyalty. There was people mad at me that I didn't. Family members were mad at me because I didn't tell them. You don't even talk to him. You don't even deal with him. How am I going to open up and tell you my dad he's in his final stages of cancer? He didn't want me to say nothing. So how there goes that sympathy again, and that wanting to make it about them, like why he just didn't keep himself up, blah, blah, blah. You don't know the full journey. You just hear on the end of the journey right here, but it was a hell of a journey dealing with that from all the way till then. From the time he had surgery all the way to the time that his cancer just completely just consumed and everything. So yeah, like my heart goes out to anybody that is dealing with a family member that has cancer. I just want to put that out there now. Like you're slowly watching them die, and that's hard. My heart goes out to you. If you lost somebody to cancer, specifically, whatever, that's hard. If you're taking care of a parent or any sibling or a parent that's ill, maybe it's dementia, Alzheimer's, anything that you're caring for somebody that is in a terminal illness that might consume them, my heart goes out to you, because that's a hard thing to watch. Like that breaks you.
Definitely. And I done seen it more than once. My dad, my grandmothers, more than once.
You're watching someone fight for their life. Yeah. But at the same time, you watching this cancer just kicking them and kicking them. Like, I watched him go from the strongest man in my eyes, like strongest man, Superman, really Batman, actually, because Batman always came back. I watched him go from Batman to just...
And that third one.
The third one. Whoo, the third one I cannot stand. I hate using the word hate, but it's kind of flowing with me. I know hate is a strong word. I absolutely hate. That's how strongly I dislike it. Absolutely hate hearing someone talk bad about somebody that's deceased. Oh, yeah. That's the ultimate price paid is you dying.
Right.
That's the ultimate price paid. Right. If you do not have nothing nice to say about the deceased, you may have had a bad experience with them. You may not have liked them. You may have hated them. Whatever the case might be. Keep that over there. Right. Don't come up with the fake sympathy. Don't come up and going behind somebody's back being like, oh, well, the reason that happened to them is because of what they done to me. Right. No, because right you got a card around your neck as well. None of us is excluded from that.
That's not right. Somebody coming to you asking about the person, maybe they, have a loss of memory or haven't known that person or something. Don't talk bad about them.
Don't talk bad about them. Do not talk bad about them. Like,
if you don't have a good experience with that person, just calmly say, I know this person, but I'm not going to say nothing about it because, my experience was bad. Okay.
Or I can respect the person just being honest. Be like, well, we really didn't see eye to eye like that. Right. But I'm sorry he died. Respect. Exactly. Respect, because It was nothing for me. Kind of like the coworker situation where a coworker just made it like completely hell. When they end up losing, I think their grandmother or somebody, I got them a card.
Right.
I got them a card, put some money in there for them.
Right.
Because you lost somebody that I know for a fact because I actually listened to you when we were friends and when we were talking.
Right.
I understood what it was like losing somebody because I had lost my dad. So, yeah, I did that. Was it a thing of like me speaking bad about them like I can't stand them and this? No, I did not. Right. I didn't do that. I didn't make nobody make them look bad at all. All I did was just, okay, you don't want to talk to me because of what so-and-so told you? Cool, okay. That just showed me right now who you are, and you can't even be woman enough to ask me. We just a woman or man enough to ask me. You just rather act funny.
Right.
So that's a video for another day because if you're gonna sit and listen to what somebody else say, go and address the person at least. Go ask the person. Go talk to them face to face. Ask them for yourself. Right. I would be bold enough to tell you, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I did say that, but it wasn't just a one-way conversation. Not saying I'm necessarily gonna tell what that person may have said, but I'm gonna let you know it wasn't a one-way conversation. Because you got to keep in mind, if a person sits and they are quick to tell you what somebody else said, they was not talking to themselves. Yeah. They wasn't talking to themselves. How did y'all get on this subject? See, me, I'm going to start asking you questions. How did y'all get on this subject? What made y'all start talking about me? Do you know what I'm saying?
Why you so comfortable?
Why you so comfortable coming and talking to me? And that's going to show me that if you quick to come and tell me what so-and-so has said, you going to do the same thing to me. Right. I can't befriend you.
Can't be friends with everybody.
You can't be friends with everybody. That's a video for another day.
That's another topic.
That's a video for another day because I do not. I'm just gonna put this out there now, and it's not because I'm starting over friendship wise. It's a thing of I do not like people pleasers. I haven't ever liked people pleasers.
Me neither.
You cannot please everybody. Your aim should not be to please everybody and be a chameleon and blend in and everywhere.
Right. I'm not a people pleaser.
I'd rather be like an Izzy, a bearded dragon.
And I never kiss nobody's ass.
Yeah, me neither. No. You really. My facial expressions is my problem because I be sitting there the whole time trying to act like I'm cool, calm, and collected, and the whole time on the inside, or my face is really telling you I don't like you. Why you talking to me? Get the hell out my face.
Right.
So, but it's been better, I think.
Yeah.
I have gotten better. See, look at God. But. Yeah, those I do not talk bad about a deceased person.
Right.
Don't.
They're not here to
they're not here to defend themselves for one.
Right.
That's just like with my dad. It's a whole lot of stories that's being made up now about my dad. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he was like this, and I remember when me and him did it. No, may it be true or not, he's not here to defend himself. Right. He's not here to speak on it. He's not here. At this point,
and another thing,
let it go.
Matter of fact, this gonna be the last one, cause and we gonna keep this going. But another thing I hate is when somebody die, why do everybody gotta come out the blue?
Everybody come out the woodwork.
What's up, cuz? What's up?
Now, right? Like not an ounce of. Like I said, there has not been a family member that has, and with all due respect. With me growing up, I wasn't around family like that.
Right.
I guess that's the reason why, like, some people be like, you cold to family or whatever. I saw the stuff that family can do first that is just as bad as the people on the street. So if I got people in a household that can do this, I can imagine what this street's gonna be like. So my trust has already been warped and like, whoa, wait a minute. However, I still tried a lot with family, but some people are like, why are you so quick to detach? You quick to be like, with family? Because I had to learn that with family. I saw that with family. Like, family members, like, they just...
Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. 100 years from now, when I pass away, if you're still alive, people start coming out the woodwork.
You already know how that's. They don't even want to talk to you, so how they gonna talk to me?
You know who I talk to, and you know who I don't.
And that's another point right there. Do not try to make up these little stories. Why is my lizard over here asleep?
So,
but don't try to. People be trying to run stuff by other family members. Yeah, he was like this and this. Don't nobody want to run it past Megan because they know Megan because my dad told me.
Right.
He told me what things were. But one thing about my dad I give him credit for. He would give me a heads up, but he'd be like, "You'll see for yourself." Uh-huh. So we would go visit family and stuff. I saw stuff. I saw it for myself. Yeah. My dad didn't warp my thinking. Some family members might be like, "Oh, he used to have her brain." No, my dad was very open-minded. My dad will put things out there for me to learn and see for myself. Right. When I saw it for myself, you was right. There were things that I would point out to him that I'd be like, so-and-so this, and he'd be like, you know what, Meg? You're right. Right. And that's another, to put this out there too. Older generations, be comfortable, please. This is off topic, but I have to say this.
Go ahead.
Older people, please stop discrediting what somebody younger than you has gone through.
Right.
Stop discrediting the wisdom that a younger person may have. Right. Stop being like, well, you ain't been here long enough. You don't know this. You don't know that. I might have experienced something at 30 that you at 70 have not experienced yet.
Like I said, I believe every 10 years. I know you say every 5 years.
For me, it's between 5 to 8 years.
I believe every 10 years, things change. People learn different things. Older people, y'all going to experience some things that you never have done or experienced before, where the young people are going to experience that and probably be able to teach you a thing or two.
You could learn something. My dad always said you could learn something from anybody. And one of the things that used to get me with him, which was amazing to me, he used to be like, I admire you because you teach me.
What?
It's like, how I used to sit there and be like, you done been all the way around this world. Yeah. You done been everywhere except for 5 states. What? And you mean come to tell me I done taught you something? That's what I used to think. But my dad was open-minded to know, like, you experiencing some things I haven't experienced. Like when I'd ask him, I'm going through this. I went through, this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He'd be like, well, when it was me, this is how I experienced. This is how I would go about it, but it's up to you. Right. Why? Because he knew that at the end of the day, it might be a better move. I might make a move that he should have made. Right. So that's something that you got to understand. That's just like at 30. Okay, I lost my dad before my 30th birthday. A person at 70 may still have their father and not know how that feels. So you might be looking at me like, oh, you'll get over it. And then you hit 71, you lose your parent, and it's like, wait a minute, I need to talk to that girl that's 37 years old now.
That's just like my grandma Emma Kay. When she lost her mother, she was, notice I said my grandmother Emma Kay. When she lost her mother, like, she broke down. So
it's a thing of, you don't discredit what somebody gone through just because you feel like you're older, you done been through life and you done been through this. You've been through life, you done been through your experiences. But you can still learn something from someone else because you haven't gone through everything. Right. And you still need to have an open mind to learn. Right. So yeah.
That being said, we got more coming for y'all. So like, share, subscribe. You know the gist.